go ahead and begin and call to order. Presiding officer, Stuart, William, whoever wants to call this to order and start taking roll call, please.
All right, roll call, please.
Andrew, present.
Rich is present.
Lorraine present.
Howard's present.
Stuart Siegel present. Pat O'Connor is not present again.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, proof of notice, we definitely have a quorum. Proof of notice of the board meeting was definitely posted on the bulletin boards, lobby communication monitors, and mass email to the residents. We can go on to the reading or waiving and approval of any previous minutes. Can we have a motion?
Yeah, I make a motion to waive the minutes, previous minutes.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, that passes. We'll move on to new business. Letter A, discuss and or approve the audit engagement letter from Gerstle, Rosen, and Goldenberg. Howard, I think you wanted to discuss this topic.
Yes. They want us to renew their audit contract, same amount as last year. They did a good job. I've spoken to Michelle from there a few times, and I'd like to get board authorization to renew their contract.
Okay.
So I'd like to, I don't know the process, but I would like to nominate.
Okay,
that we
I may make a motion to renew their contract.
I
Second.
second it.
Okay.
Vote.
Okay.
Aye.
Favor.
Everyone votes.
Aye. Unanimous.
Okay, motion passes.
Yeah.
We'll go on to the next line item, discuss and or approve advanced fire change order for fire alarm. So advanced fire, do you guys want me to give the summary or?
Yeah, go ahead. Do it.
So Advanced Fire is working on the fire alarm project upgrade on site. Further design and per the approval from the city. At some point, they were given permission to install the fire panel inside the front desk, as opposed to where it is now outside in the lobby, outside of the front desk area. But Advanced Fire proceeded to place the location of that fire panel right where we are to install cabinetry for packages for the front desk expansion. So there's definitely an error there, some confusion. When I came through a walkthrough, doing a walkthrough, I came up to them and I looked at the fire panel and I told them, this is not gonna be correct, it's gonna have to be moved because this is where the cabinetry goes for the packages for our project. And they said, no, it's okay, we got board president approval. And I said, correct. And I said, are you sure about that? It doesn't make any sense. That's the whole point of the front desk project. And they said, no, yes, we did. And I said to them, did you speak to Marco Jimenez, our contractor for the project? Yes, of course. He's the one that built the back wall for the fire panel to be installed on. And so I said, okay, that's very confusing. How are the cabinetry going to work now? And he said, Marco said that he would build the cabinetry to the left and to the right of the fire panel, which yes, can be done, but it's just not ideal for what our plans were. So I left there, and then later on, I reported and updated to the board president what I was told, and I asked him to please come down and take a look at the location of that fire panel to confirm that he was okay with that location. Of course, he came down and Stuart said immediately he never gave them permission to put the fire panel on that very spot. He saw it and was upset. So we later on spoke to the Advanced Fire technicians. By that time, one of them had already left. They were saying that they had gotten permission. We were discussing different ways that they can try to handle this, and it was agreed upon that we would have to discuss later the next morning with one of the other representatives. We also called Marcos Jimenez to ask him, what had happened and why was that fire panel, why did he allow the fire panel to be installed in the location of his cabinetry, and why did he install the wall for that matter? When we met with him, he said that he did it per the plans of the design of the project. So we asked them to show us those plans. And Stuart and I walked over here with Marcos, and he pointed out the plans, but the plans actually showed the fire panel on the opposite wall. So they were not
Which was a glass wall.
correct. It was definitely not done per plan, as Marcos had stated. So then he then explained that he thought that everything had been approved. So when they come to him, he figured everything was approved. So he never thought to come and check with us or get approval from board or management. And then we spoke to Advanced Fire the next day to try to come to some agreement. And we pointed out the fact that that fire panel is not installed per the design on paper. And there was a lot of, no one wants to take responsibility who messed up or where the error lays. So what I suggested was if we could try to fix the situation and just move the fire panel facing the opposite side of the wall. So that is the minimal amount of work that they have to do over. They don't have to move so much piping and wiring if they can just move it to the other side. So right now the panel is here. This is inside the front desk. And the idea is to move this panel and piping to face the outside, to be on the wall facing outside. So it does not.
Facing north.
Correct, so that does not take up that space. And now we can continue to install the cabinetry for the packages as was the initial plan. And that is the change order that we have before us, board of directors.
I have
It
a
was-
question.
It was my and Bill's thinking that the fire panel was going to be installed next to the old fire panel that's currently there. I asked him about that, and he says, oh no, we couldn't do that because we couldn't bring the lines up through the floor in that spot. It was impossible. So at that point, they then determined to pick a new spot themselves.
Yes.
I never got a phone call. There is no signature. There's no initialing. There's no change order. They just arbitrarily put it where they thought it would go. And I don't believe that we should be paying for this, but they agreed to reduce the cost and to split it with us. And that's where we are right now. I
Okay,
would not
so-
sign off on this without the board permission.
So,
Question,
so,
is this in a suitable spot at this point?
Excuse me?
Is the place where it's going to be placed now a suitable location?
it's suitable, but
Location.
it's gonna take up the space that we were using for packages.
No, I'm not talking about the one where it is